Is it a radical idea that we join every other major country on earth and guarantee health care to all people? Is that a radical idea? 60% of our people are living paycheck to paycheck. Elon Musk can spend $270 million to elect Trump as president and then become the most important person in government.
I want to end the day by hopping into a CNN sit-down with Bernie Sanders discussing MAGA, Trump, and even the Democrats a little. So if you can, leave us a like on the video. It helps us out a bunch. It lets us know you enjoy this kind of content, and let's get right to the discussion.
This is a working class state. It's one of the poorest states in the country. People are hurting, and they want candidates to come before them to stand up for the working class and take on the oligarchs who have so much economic and political power. So I think the message will resonate here. I think it'll resonate in many red states throughout the country, because at the end of the day, 60% of our people are living paycheck to paycheck. They don't want to see tax breaks for billionaires. They don't want to see the rich get richer. They want health care as a human right. They want to raise the minimum wage to a living wage. They want to be able to live in housing that they can afford.
These are the exact problems that should be focused on by the left. I think Bernie Sanders always had it right platform-wise, some other things wrong, economic platform spot on, because they are all encompassing, right? And they're also exacerbated, they're issues that are exacerbated by Republican policy. It doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, white, black, trans, Christian, you benefit from a raise if you're a worker. You benefit from guaranteed health care. You benefit from the ability to have Social Security to fall back on partially in retirement. Tax breaks don't help you in noticeable ways, right? They help the wealthy, and they hurt you in ways you don't immediately feel, right? They defund public services, right? Voters are tired of this. The middle class is becoming increasingly more aware of this fact. And the first party to truly address these inequalities that exist in our economic system will see political success for it for decades to come.
One of the things that you talked about here, as you've been talking about since even before it passed, is what the president calls his big, beautiful bill. Cuts to Medicaid, other programs. 25% of West Virginians receive Medicaid, 15% rely on food stamps. And yet, as I mentioned, West Virginians overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump. How do you square that circle?
Well, that's a longer story that has to do with the failure of the Democratic Party in general to speak to the needs of the working class. This used to be, decades ago, one of the strongest Democratic states in the country. Now it's a strong Republican state, because I think in many ways, Democratic Party has turned its back on what was its base. But I think our job, and what the reason I'm here, and the reason we go to red states all over the country, is to make it clear that there are some of us who are prepared to stand up for the working class. And if we stand together, if we're united, if we don't let Trump divide us up, there's no stopping what we can do as a nation in terms of improving life for ordinary people.
The drift is simple, right? It's the economic feel from COVID. It was really, really bad for a lot of people. This contributed both to Trump losing in 2020, where he probably wins that election without it, and to Biden in 2024, where he probably wins it without it as well, as neither were really able to articulate successfully to those suffering from this the benefits they saw and how they weren't directly correlated to the effects. The goal for the left should be uniting the working class, whether socially, culturally, left or right, religious or atheist, around economic issues that the majority of the population just overwhelmingly agrees on, and that only the rich and corporations are pushing back against. Raising minimum wage polls overwhelmingly high. Paid family leave polls overwhelmingly high. Universal health care overwhelmingly high. Free pre-K and universal school lunch overwhelmingly high. Free higher education less high, but still super high. Childcare less high, but still overwhelmingly high. These are what the Democratic platform should center around, and thus not allow Republicans to change the framing and distract with these culture war type issues.
Is it a radical idea that we join every other major country on earth and guarantee health care to all people? Is that a radical idea? You tell me how many people are talking about that. Is it a radical idea to say that we've got to raise the minimum wage to $17 an hour? Is it a radical idea to say that in the midst of a competitive global economy, we need to make sure we have the best educated workforce, that all of our kids, regardless of income, should be able to get a higher education? These ideas exist all over the world. They don't exist in America. And they don't exist because of the power of the oligarchs economically and politically. All right, let's be clear, in my view. The current political system in the United States of America is broken and corrupt. Does anybody think that it makes any sense at all that Elon Musk can spend $270 million to elect Trump as president and then become the most important person in government?
It's funny, you can trace many negative outcomes in America to two events, right? Reagan's presidency and the passing of Citizens United, pushed for by Republicans, done so by a Republican Supreme Court, allowing big money into politics. These two things in tandem destroyed America and democracy and freedom and economic opportunity. None of what Bernie is saying is a radical idea. It's things that is accepted in most developed countries, but would magically destroy our developed country, but helps every other one on the health and freedom index, which is why we get shit on by a lot of them. But Republicans have spent so much political capital convincing people of this that we still have to have this debate. And it's sad, all because they don't have any real answers for what progressives push for. This is why you'll often see, like, and this, when it's pointed out to you, start noticing the pattern more, whether it be elected officials on TV, Republicans who are talking, or your Republican friend or whatever, none of them will give data to dismantle your progressive ideas. They'll hardly give any specifics. And it's because they don't have facts and evidence on their side. So instead, it's like constantly you'll see like appealing to a boogeyman that they can't actually, again, justify with evidence or data. It's just, trust me, bro, it'll happen because common sense. Like, oh, if we raise wages, jobs will leave. Never has historically happened. If we guarantee healthcare, everyone will quit their job. Literally hasn't happened in any other country. All of them guarantee healthcare. Or just strawmanning your position to make it seem more absurd because they can't actually debunk what you're actually saying. Oh, why $17 an hour minimum wage? Why not 100? Because obviously wages have some correlation with the business's ability to bring in profit and what they're going to charge for their profits. It's just saying that, one, matching it with productivity isn't shown to increase those at a level that is a hindrance, right? And it's shown to be a net benefit as well for median wages, job creation, and all kinds of things. But yeah, why not 100, right? That's the argument. And these should all be taken as a concession when you get these, that these people are just anti-working class inherently, probably selfishly in a lot of cases, and they don't have coherent arguments as to why. So it's just boogeyman, strawman, right? And it's time that politics and politicians start putting people first.